I lit up.
Yeah. And that is the first thing that is heard. I lit up.
Wow.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday Matinee at the arcade.
We can tell Angela's going to have a good night. She's lighting up.
Yeah, she's already
No.
lit. Yeah,
Not
right,
like
Jake?
that. I was looking for the green line around my square.
Oh.
Well, either way, I think we're in for a good... personally, I think we're in for a good show.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be great. This is my all-time favorite movie. I am so excited.
Hold on. Welcome to the arcade. I'm your host, Adam of Clan Veggie the First. I'm joined right next to me with Inquisitor.
Hey, how's it going?
And then we have the wonderful
Angela. Hi.
Angela.
Nice to see you.
And Angela, you
Really
were saying
quick
about the movie?
Really quick before we get into the movie, I do want to point out that there is a link at the top of the chat to a GoFundMe to help me out because I am trying to actually start a career that will give me a bit more stability. If you're able to help, I appreciate it. If you could just share it, that'd be awesome too. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Hey, for sure.
Now, the movie, my absolute all-time favorite movie.
What movie is
Just
it?
The Secret of NIMH.
The Secret of NIMH.
The Don Bluth classic. And I think someone here is offended that, you brought up me being right next to you, but he was even closer.
You know what, Jake?
Did you offend the Jake?
I'm sorry, Jake.
Hey.
Do you need treats?
Hey. Speak.
Don't
buddy.
say the T word. He'll start doing loud things.
Hey. Speak.
Oh, well, now you're telling me. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hi, Jake.
right over the food.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh, he got bread. He got a bread.
Okay, so tonight we're going to be watching Secret of NIMH. Why
did that pop up?
That's weird. Okay.
What is happening, Adam?
I just had a random window pop up.
Okay.
Like I said, I just recently upgraded to Windows 11, so
Yeah. It's a weird UI.
I'm getting used to it. So So, as we like to start off these shows,
Yeah, we do drinks and food. There's not really a whole lot of... Because I don't think it's a secret that all three of us have seen Secret of NIMH before. Although it's been probably about 15, maybe even 20 years since I've seen it.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying that I haven't seen it in a long time.
so you might be missing.
I'm definitely going to have to pay attention. But I think it's no secret, though, since we've all seen it, we were all pretty hard-pressed to think of a food and or drink that would go with it. But I think we did the best under the circumstances, and it's pretty good. So
yeah,
I actually had a pretty ingenious epiphany yesterday.
And what was that?
You'll see.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me open it up with boop.
Jeremy's Nest.
All right. So Jeremy is a pro who's kind of a buffoon and stumbling around, but he's always looking for colored string to use to build a nest. Because his main goal in life is to find a mate. And the way to attract a girl bird is to have the brightest, colorfulest nest. And I was like, hey, wait. I could make ramen with food coloring
Mm-hmm.
to have colored noodles and shape it like a nest and put my ramen egg in the middle and have a really cool looking Jeremy's bird's nest.
I mean,
And then I have little fruit shaped gummies and
Easter candy.
Cadbury mini eggs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd want to eat the Cadbury eggs.
If the caramel, they're fine.
They're mini eggs. They're not cream eggs.
Oh,
They're
okay.
literally
If
they're
they're
the ones that are
chocolate.
like
Well, if they're
They're the
small,
ones
they're
that are
probably
like-
they're like those wafers or wafers.
no,
Whoppers?
they're just like they're like M&Ms just with Cadbury chocolate instead of Hershey's chocolate.
Oh. All right.
And then your drink?
And the drink.
My drink did not come out as awesome as my food actually, because I wanted my drink to be all like swirly and cool looking. And it is kind of swirly and cool looking, but it doesn't really show on the
What
It's
are
very
the
pink.
camera. What?
What are the potions on the sides? Like those little.
Okay, so I have Bailey's and raspberry, sugar-free raspberry syrup that I use for my coffee in the morning,
Okay.
and then edible glitter in gold and red. And I put a
Oh.
little red food coloring, but it still came out pink like my roommate's junior high school bedroom instead of red. But I didn't expect it to come out red because of the Baileys.
I mean,
yeah, the Bailey's is gonna definitely turn it white.
yeah. Well,
It would've
Desaturate it.
It would have been it would have come out red if I had had like a clear alcohol, but I was not going to drink straight up peppermint schnapps.
Mm.
That's just gross.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's called Courage of the Heart, which is part of the part of a recitation, like a soliloquy.
well, it looks like if you had strawberry Nesquik.
It looks a little bit like strawberry Nesquik. Yeah.
Yeah. I
A
would
little
mind it.
bit, but with a little bit of glitter in it that doesn't show in the. Like I said, it doesn't show in the picture, but it's kind of rose gold in real life.
Mm.
Well, okay, so are those little jars of sparkles that you're talking about?
Mhm.
Where did you get those?
Yeah, that's the edible glitter. On Amazon, actually, I got a set of like 16 or 20 for like $5.
That reminds me, I need to check my Amazon. I should be having.
It was on. It was on sale at the time.
Ah. Wow.
Well, we had a theme going for ours, and we just kind of rolled with it, which was sick child and needs sick remedies.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some soup and some cheese.
Because of mice and rats.
Well, mice, rats, yeah, the cheese, and then the soup because of
See,
sick.
like a bunch
sick
of
kid.
a bunch of little foods and then soup.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think it's done well.
The soup was definitely.
It was really. I was looking at it, going, "That is actually an excellent choice right there."
The soup was a really good call too.
Okay.
It definitely helped.
Because I mean, at the beginning, the Mrs. Frisbee goes and gets that soup mix from Mr. H's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the thing is, yeah, she's getting soup and medicine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Well, it's technically medicine, but she serves it to him like soup, so.
Yeah.
So it works.
And
My
then
brother says he's never seen the movie, but Secret is in the title. So he would have
what?
gotten a Big Mac. But so he would have gotten
Dude,
a
hold
Big
on,
Mac.
hold on.
Adam, hold on.
He's never seen the movie?
He would have
Bro.
gotten. Shut up a minute. He would have just gotten a Big Mac because of the secret sauce.
But the secret
And
sauce
I'm
isn't
like,
a secret.
okay, that's fine. Haha.
It's
But,
not. It's Thousand Island.
Here's the. Yeah, I know. That's not my point. I'm saying haha to my brother about the secret sauce.
Oh.
But technically my brother has seen it, but he was really little at the time, so he probably doesn't.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I'll say this. One thing that I think is really really interesting. I grew up Mormon, so we had a lot of like church functions, and the little kids would always be brought into a room. Like if the adults were like doing something for the function, the kids would all be brought into a room, and it was a staple to play Don Bluth movies for us. That's how I saw.
Don Bluth movies are best animated movies. I
okay.
don't care.
Hold on.
you tell me.
Before we get, because we
You
still
can-
have to show off our drink.
Oh yeah.
But if we're okay, what are 3 distinguishing Don Bluth movie attributes,
Well, attributes
or like how you could tell that it's a Don Bluth movie?
greater than 24 animated frames a second. You can't deny
Okay.
that Don Bluth movies are incredibly smooth animation,
Yes.
and that comes from a higher frame per second animation style. Clean lines, incredibly clean lines, and the anthropomorphic characters all have a sort of like same feel. When combined with the high frame rate animation, makes them distinct versus other anthropomorphic characters in other animated movies.
Okay, I'm going with a completely different thing. He actually understands his characters. You can feel exactly who each character is, including characters that like have no lines and are only on screen for like 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was speaking from a technical standpoint about how you can look at something.
I know what you're talking about. Nobody here but you and Adam is gonna know.
No, yeah.
Well, I think that most people would be able to tell what we're talking about when they see a Don Bluth animation.
Yeah, you might not know.
No,
Like,
I
what
heard you
his-
say a bunch of words.
Yeah, okay, those words, but when you see the film, those words will come up and be like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, now I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Dom DeLuise.
Oh, shit. No, go ahead.
Dom DeLuise is literally in every Dom Bluth film until he
Yes.
died.
Yeah.
He really
Uh,
is.
No, wait, hold on. I don't think he was. He wasn't in Land Before Time.
Really? Okay.
I don't think he was.
You may have found one that Dom DeLuise was not in. I have to check, and he may have been sick at the time too.
It could have been, yeah. I
Because
say, I
Land
know he
Before
had.
Time. Land Before Time was like a not late, but later movie. Also, he might have been, depending on whether they were working. No, because the girl was in both of them. Never mind. Okay, so their drink.
Yes, our
Yes.
drink.
What is this?
So we have 2 different ones. We're going with the theme of medicine. So you can see right there with the cold brew, it totally looks like a medicine bottle. At least
Yeah, I
from
was
the
gonna
50s,
say it looks like an
60s, yeah.
apothecary bottle.
Yeah, right. And the one behind it is really good. I'm drinking it right now. It's a pre-mixed mixed drink. It's a black cherry whiskey sour. and it's really fucking
Nice.
delicious. So that's what's on the left side is the whiskey sour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I knew that it wasn't this one that is clearly the Bailey's and cold brew, which you made a White Russian.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not quite a White Russian because there's no cream in it.
Because there's no vodka?
Well, there's no cream either. But it's a broke ass White Russian. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. It tastes just like a White Russian. I don't care.
I was gonna say, technically, this is White Irish,
Yeah.
not a White Russian, because instead of vodka, coffee, and milk, you made it with coffee and Irish cream.
Yeah. What are you trying to? What did you call me, Angela?
Whoa!
The same thing I would call myself. The same thing I would call myself.
Oh,
so
alright.
get over it.
Oh.
Wow! Okay.
The cream content of your drink comes from the alcohol instead
Instead of an actual cream.
of milk.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is this purple jar that we got here?
That's the cherry whiskey sour thing.
Yeah, black cherry
Oh, the
whiskey
black
sour.
cherry.
He already
It's
said
really
that.
It's really delicious. If you haven't poured yourself some of it yet, Adam, I do recommend it. We have 2 bottles of it. I got myself one, and Adam got himself one, and it's really good.
Yeah, because the bottle looked really nice,
It
and I
sounds
said,
delicious.
yeah,
Oh yeah, like send me the bottle.
Mhm.
Send me one of the bottles.
I will,
Good.
yes.
It's really good.
No lie,
they may,
Angela,
they may
I'll
have
send
it
you
at your
one.
local grocery store, Angela. It's made by Crown Royal.
All right, send me the name of it, and I'll
Mhm.
see
I think
what
we
when
can
I
do
actually
it,
have money. I'll
uh,
see about getting it.
Amazon shipment and all that.
I don't know if Amazon ships alcohol.
Oh, yeah, they probably don't.
You could always order it from them to my house.
It's true. True.
Well, that being said, I think it's time for the movie.
Yeah.
It is, which means I need to switch screens. All right, I'm ready.
Woo.
I am so excited. Also, it's my birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also your birthday too, isn't it?
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Angela.
Which is actually what made me decide to actually promote my GoFundMe. If you like what I do, your support is appreciated.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
sell
shit!
myself well. I don't show well.
Frank Welker is Sharptooth in Land Before Time.
Cool.
Frank Welker, for those that don't know, has literally been Freddy in every iteration except for the live action of Scooby-Doo.
Okay, you said Freddy, and I went to no, that's Robert Englund.
No, oh, okay, that Freddy. No. Freddy of Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo.
I don't call him Freddy. I call him Fred. That's why.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, this is how we work it at the arcade matinee. Is we're gonna offer commentary while you watch the movie.
Mhm.
You gotta watch the movie on your own time, or
From your
however
own
you-
source.
On your
Yeah.
own source.
Yeah. So
We all start at the same time.
we're gonna do a countdown, and then you can watch it alongside with us. Angela, since it's your birthday, do you want to start off the countdown?
For sure. 3,
Little
2.
mouse.
Oh wait, hold on, wait.
Let's start the countdown.
I know,
did.
but I put my hand on the wrong
He
mouse.
put his hand on the wrong mouse. He's got 2 mice.
Okay, Angela.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
And there it is.
Lion Given is 1, 2 roar review.
And when he roars the third time, that's when you hit play on Pink Floyd.
No.
Oh yeah.
I think the only one that got a 3rd roar was
The Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
It's a United Artists film. I remember when United Artists used to actually have movies.
Well, this was after Don Bluth told Disney to suck it.
Yeah, I know.
Rightfully so.
This was his first movie after he left Disney.
Mm-hmm.
The last Disney movie he ever had any work on. He did a little bit of work on The Black Cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
But the only one where he was a build person was The Fox and the Hound.
I love that movie. Such a great
Yeah.
movie. I'm the hound dog.
I hate to say it, but I like
So
that.
we lead in with Nicodemus writing about
I can't believe she just said that word. Just nonchalant.
Nicodemus.
Yeah, say it again.
Nicodemus.
He's
know
getting
what?
his channel demonetized.
Yeah, there it is. Now, how are you gonna say Nicodemus?
What's wrong with Nicodemus?
Yeah, go ahead and say Nicodemus all you want. You're gonna say you're Nicodemus as a wandering wizard.
I didn't realize that.
I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Don't ask.
Don?
I am watching Nicodemus talk about the death of Jonathan Mouch.
Don Bluth got his education at Brigham Young University. I didn't
Really?
realize, yeah.
And he's putting away a really beautiful red amulet.
Okay.
Nicodemus is this ancient looking freaking rat, by the way.
Jake, you gotta go over here. Come on.
Come on, bub. Come up here. Good boy.
Okay, so for those who do not have any background information, this movie is actually based on the book, Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH. You'll hear us talk later about Mrs. Brisby. The reason that she had to have a name change is because the Frisbee company actually tried to sue Don Bluth when he tried to make the movie.
I'm not shocked.
Okay.
Yes,
even
the
beyond
Frisbee,
that,
the little...
the whole idea is the scientific project of NIMH, where they had.
I don't know who Steve Young is, but...
Well, they had a bunch of rats segregated.
Well, we're going to get there.
Mhm.
We're just not there yet.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't install Starlink and chips into the brain yet. You're right.
It comes up later in the movie,
Mhm.
Adam.
I like how Angela battles
now-
with me every time that I.
Right now, we just have Mrs. Frisbee going to Mr. Ages.
Mr. Ages.
He is crawling down into a freaking combine. She is a brave lady, by the way. This woman was actually a very formative character in my childhood to my adult life. So we've got Mr. Ages, who doesn't like visitors. But Mrs. Frisbee needs help. And she normally wouldn't bother him, but she really needs his help. Hey, Bug. And she tells Mr. Ages that it isn't related to a spider bite he had been treated for like a few months prior, but he's sick and he has a fever. He's having raspy breathing and a fever and chills.
Not welcome. Go away.
And you see that Mr. Ages has this really wicked, like,
It's like
cool
Christmas.
thing with a light and a very clearly a scientific lab.
Mm-hmm.
Ingredients and potions, and he tells her that Timmy has pneumonia.
Okay.
Timmy has to stay in bed for 3 weeks. Now, in the book, it's not quite that bad, but he gives her an envelope full of powder to mix into a broth for him to drink.
Mrs. Bigsby coming in with a
Hence
red robe.
the boy's soup.
Okay, I'll help you out, but fuck you.
He has pneumonia, brother,
But
not
here's
the plague.
leukemia.
He has pneumonia, brother, not the plague. Nor leukemia.
Oh, damn, she heard me.
I was trying to ignore you, but I realized that would not work.
What, are you taking cues from Sanguine? What's going on here?
And now Mrs. Brisby is like finding our first introduction to Jeremy, who is all tangled up in string that he was looking for.
And you know what? He's helping out his friend Dom DeLuise, and he's giving him some work.
Yeah, this was... Well, number one, brother, these are mice. They don't have NyQuil. Number two...
I don't know if they could afford it.
Number two, this is the middle of the country, and I think it's supposed to be like... They would have had NyQuil if they were human. But, and in fact, Mr. Aegis says it isn't really that big of a deal as long as Timmy can stay in bed for the next 3 weeks. The problem is, the problem is timing. Let's put it that way.
Dude, cat. That's a foreshadowing. Because there are no cats in America.
And Mrs. Brisby is helping Dom DeLuise get untangled.
Hold on, do they have the weird devil-looking
I
cats
should say
in this
Jeremy.
movie?
His name's Jeremy. Brother says, they're effing mice. Yes, brother, they're mice. Well, technically, Mrs. Brisby and Mr. Ages are mice. And Mrs. Brisby's children are mice. And Jonathan was a mouse. No, Fievel doesn't show up, brother. But this is the guy that created Fievel.
It's funny, actually. Adam kept thinking of American Tail.
Because there's no cats in America.
In America. If Adam wants to do American Tail, we can do that at another time.
We should do a Don Bluth month.
We should.
Don Bluth movie.
I would love.
You know
that.
what? I haven't seen Anastasia, so...
You've never seen Anastasia?
Nope.
I
it's such a
love Anastasia. Oh,
It's a Don Bluth movie.
so good.
So there you go.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it might be, but then I thought it might be somebody who splintered off because Don
fucking
Bluth
cat.
had gone quiet.
A Pants.
Kelsey Grammer and Hank Azaria were in Anastasia. And, of course, the incomparable Miss Angela Lansbury.
Oh, yeah. For a musical month, we need to do Pirates of Penzance, the ones with Angela Lansbury.
Okay.
Because it's awesome.
Now, when you talk... We should do just Angela Lansbury movies. That would be amazing. National Velvet. Let's see. National Velvet. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Apparently Pirates of Penzance.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Kline and Angela Lansbury. It's awesome.
If it has music numbers, don't pick anything Sister Says She Loves, says my brother.
I've got a movie version of the stage performance of Sweeney Todd, where Angela Lansbury plays Mrs. Lovett.
No way!
Yup.
Oh. Though
really
I
good.
absolutely despise Mrs. Lovett.
Oh yeah, no, she's a horrible, horrible person.
She's like the evil Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah, right?
Everywhere she goes, people die. And Jeremy had the packet with Timmy's medicine.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I want to watch one of these on a big screen. They're doing the old Star Wars movie, the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't.
But did you check the Fathom events? I told you about that. The Fathom events where they play old movies on the big screen.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not playing anything like this.
Let me see. Let me see what's going on. I haven't checked it in a while.
I really haven't seen them do any Don Bluth.
They mostly the one that like is almost always going on is Studio Ghibli. They're almost always playing Studio Ghibli
Usually,
stuff.
they're almost always playing Studio Ghibli. They are definitely doing anything that's like anything that was big screen, like a big time number or big time film that is reaching an anniversary, which is why they're doing all of the prequel Star Wars movies. Like this year, it's Attack of the Clones.
May 4th, 6th, and 7th is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Nice. 2 years ago, it was Phantom Menace. This year, it's Attack of the Clones. And then, I'm not sure how many years it is between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, but that one will be airing
June
when it reaches its anniversary.
June 14th, 15th, and 18th is Last Crusade. Indiana Jones' Last Crusade.
Nice.
Oh, dude! July 13th and July 16th, One
Oh.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
By the way,
I love that movie.
your all-time favorite human being is in this scene with the blue shirt. It's Will Wheaton.
That's Will Wheaton?
Yeah.
God damn it. Fucking Will Wheaton. Shut up, Wesley!
And the one that looks like a 1950s Bobby Soxer is actually Shannon Doherty from 90210.
Why me?
Okay. I need you people
Or
to
Charmed.
look
You
at
guys
the
might know her better from Charmed.
movement.
Mm.
What makes it a Don Bluth animation? The flow.
You mean that they actually move like people would move?
No. No. Okay, Angela. No person actually moves like a Don Bluth character. If they move like a Don Bluth character, they must be on some. They're on something.
Well, what it is that they're moving with exaggerated blocking. It's very theatric. You know, they're moving
Yeah,
like it's
I've been
like
in
it's a theater
classes
play.
where I've
there is
been
an
in
after
classes
movement.
where this happened.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the fact that their body has the residual movement that it would have if normal human? What I was trying to say.
No, I don't think you said that, Angela.
I say the animation term.
I might not
and
have said it how I meant it, but that was what I was
Yeah,
saying.
you know what, Angela? I'm saying it because I'm going to be an asshole.
yeah,
Because I'm a jerk.
the animation
I want more of this
and
purple
theater term. Believe it or not, they both
Yeah,
are,
and
they're
theater
both the
term.
same. They're both the same. It's called blocking.
Oh! Oh!
I do know what
I want
blocking
more of this
is,
purple drink.
Adam.
Angela, you know I love you, right?
I didn't mean Adam. I meant Inquisitor. But
Oh!
yes.
Oh! What? Wait, hold on. So...
No,
Don't,
no. Quiz was
See, that's it.
Quiz was trying to school the theater kid on blocking.
Well, I'm schooling the theater kid by virtue of the animator.
You know what? I want to watch the movie, okay? And I can't open this bottle.
Aww.
It's a cork.
I can't open the bottle. It's a cork bottle. Damn it!
I even
I knew
actually
I could
played.
put that
I've
cork
played this. I've played this game in theater class. It's called Sit Stand Kneel. Technically, he's sitting on the floor, but it was still Sit Stand Kneel. You had Mrs. Frisbee standing. You had his sister sitting on the stump thing, and you had him sitting on the floor. It was so that nobody was at the same level in the shot.
Yeah.
It adds animation to the scene. It brings the eye to all of the levels.
I think
Which
I've
is actually
exhausted my
really
special moves, so I can't go into saying, and this
It's
is
actually-
exactly why AI isn't a problem, because if you can do this on
It's
your own, you
Actually,
don't have an issue.
it's actually really important in a
It is.
movie like this too, where there is so much detail on all levels of the scene.
That's another thing about Don Bluth movies is that there's a massive amount of detail.
Yeah.
So much. I mean, look, you have like all of the individual creases in the log
Mm-hmm.
in the.
I will say this though,
in
a lot of-
the
a lot of the way that this is done for animation, especially like look at the composition of this shot. The only thing that's actually moving is Mrs. Brisby and like the characters on the
rest
interior
is
of there.
painted.
All of the rest of it is a static shot that's
Yep.
just pulling out. So what that is the animation is staying the same and it's all animated.
there.
But he
Well, he also
else,
switches
well,
to a static shot
everything else
once the
is
scene's established.
just a painting because it's not moving. It doesn't need to move. So that way you can, like with the trick of the camera, pulling
they
it out,
panned out the
have
camera.
an immense amount of detail, which is a hallmark of Don Bluth animation. He has a prodigious amount of detail when
And
nothing
what
is moving.
do we have here? We have an extension cord coming out of a window, and the farmer's turning around. Well, the farmer's wife talking a phone call she had received earlier about they'd noticed anything strange about the rats. And all of a sudden, the rose bush is lighting up after they take the extension cord into the rose bush.
Again, with the paintings.
Yeah.
The backdrops.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at the dew in the spider web.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's amazing, and this is the reason why Don Bluth has such a following, and the reason why his animation is so important is because he's doing things like that. He's putting that level of detail into it and showing
Look
the
at
economy.
that. Oh.
The economy of art is the fact that he can sit there and have this amazing background board without needing to do any of the animation, because the animation, nothing is moving. The only thing that's moving is Mrs. Brisby here. But the framing of the shot, her blocking, and the composition of the shot, as well as the background board, the painting, and everything else is beautiful when you put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you can, even though it's still, you can still feel the motion of the setting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can almost see the clouds moving across the...
Yeah, like the tractor there farting up the fumes, like the grass looked like it was in motion, but it's just a painting. Like right there, the grass is completely still, but it's the composition gives it the motion.
Exactly. And we just found out it's moving day. The plow is coming. And Timmy can't be moved.
It's because he didn't sign on to VPN.
Mm-hmm.
NordVPN.
NordVPN.
Right.
I'm just an ordinary man.
He would have been at a different location.
Look at all of this. We have all of these animals running for their lives.
Something about his eyes, mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and hands.
Extremely expressive.
Yeah.
Especially the mouth.
Mrs. Frisbee just decided that she was going to run to the combine because she has to figure out a way to stop it because she can't move Timmy. And she sent her other kids with Auntie Shrew to make sure they'd be okay. But she is attacking this machine that
Well,
is
Timmy's
easily
a lazy
100
ass. And he
times,
doesn't want to wake up and fucking
Easily
get out of bed.
easily 100 times bigger than she is.
Way more.
Look at him.
That's why I said easily.
I can't wait to wake up and do some Fortnite.
Well, eat, sleep, eat your medicine, Fortnite, repeat.
Oh, and look, Auntie Shrew decided to help Mrs. Brisby.
Where are the kids?
Who knows? Auntie Shrew was supposed to have the kids.
Oh, shit! Fuck yeah, Auntie Shrew.
But Auntie Shrew also was not going to let Miss Brisby kill herself, so...
Auntie Shrew's OG. You know what? I'd waifu an Auntie Shrew.
Well, technically, Auntie Shrew was a shrew. And shrews are bad bitches.
Yep. She bad bitch for life. She'll turn off a fucking machine. No problem.
Stop it.
No.
It's the magic part. Is the
Nicodemus is talking to his fallen friend.
it's. I wish there was a Bab Morta there.
You're gonna have to explain to me the Nicodemus thing later, by the way.
It's
Send me the baby.
It's the what does the first couple of syllables of that sound like, Angela?
Nick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like Nickelodeon
Well, I mean,
or Nickel or
you gotta remember, Angela, our humor extends to the fact that this sounds like this. Roll it with it as if it were this. Or this person looks like that person, so let's keep on saying that they are that person.
I
I'm
realize
not
that.
gonna say nothing.
Well,
Just-
Nicodemus is Nicodemus, and Nicodemus is awesome, so I'm not changing.
Nicodemus. Oh yeah.
I mean, wizards and
I am not changing what I am saying because Nicodemus is amazing.
wizards in
And
any
if you
setting
don't
are
like
awesome.
it, you meet me.
I'm not saying nothing. You can continue attempting to say the word, but I'm gonna continue admiring the wonderful
Artwork?
black drapes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the art in this is absolutely.
And
Look
also,
look at the cobwebs. Look
I
at
think
the
I'm
cobwebs.
gonna do a whole
Oh,
week talking like
I was gonna say
Oh.
that reminds me a lot of Dragon's Lair.
Wait, what?
Like the composition here of the within the dead tree reminds me a lot of Dragon's Lair.
Wait, okay. Did
and Jeremy
did
is
he
so
do Dragon Slayer
scared
before
of-
this?
I think. Let me see.
This is his first movie outside of Disney.
Well, this is 86, I believe.
This is 82.
Or
Right.
82. Okay.
But he did a short before this. It's like the donkey or whatever.
If he wait, the Christmas movie?
No, it was
Small
like it was around the time that Black Cauldron was going on. He worked with a group of animators and did a short.
So this is 82. Dragon's Lair was
Yeah.
83.
Okay.
I told you this is Don Bluth's first
Fuck.
movie
Well,
outside of
Dra-
Disney.
Dragon's Lair is not a movie. Dragon's Lair is a video game.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
No, it was more like a movie, but then
It's
I
a
was
movie.
interacting
Video
with
game.
it, and then all of a sudden it was like a
wouldn't.
game.
Hey, Disney would not have let him to do a video game. You know that.
No.
Well, that and Disney wouldn't do something this horrific. Not even Black Cauldron.
Oh, Black Cauldron took so long. The reason that Don Bluth had anything to do with Black Cauldron was because it took so long for Black Cauldron to get actually greenlit. Like, they were talking about doing Black Cauldron maybe like just a couple years after the book was written. And it took like in the teens to actually get it to come, a number of years to actually get it, if not longer, for it to actually end up being completed and made. So there is some of Don Bluth's work actually in the Black Cauldron. Because he was in like the second or third group of artists that we're working on the Black Cauldron for Disney.
Bisbee. Why did you say that name? Dude. It's 2 bits. I love this movie because it's hidden like that. I remember watching it a long time ago and where I was. But then also, shit.
The great
Look at the
owl just
animation
told
on it,
Mrs.
you know, it's like-
Brisby to go to the rats in the rosebud and to ask for Nicodemus.
Wait, what was that name, Angela?
They have to move Mrs. Brisby's house to the lee of the stone. For those who don't understand what lee means, it's the side of the stone where the wind doesn't hit. Like the side that's shielded from the wind.
Right, but what's the name of the owl?
Not the owl.
The name of
rat.
the owl is the great owl. The
The
name
rat.
of the rats is Nicodemus.
Okay.
They definitely outdid themselves with the animation there of the cobwebs on his.
I mean,
Right.
look, he even has cobwebs on himself. You can tell he spends large quantities of time not moving at all.
Well, it's just like
He
Ye-
probably goes hunting like once or twice a week.
you've got the whole like gossamer threads, like, you know, coating his. It makes it look like he's got this sinister sort of like death shroud over him. That's
Yes.
awesome.
You know, it's a good Don Bluth movie. If you have Dom DeLuise and a cat.
Yeah, but Dom DeLuise isn't the cat this time. In the other movie with Dom DeLuise and the cat, he is the cat.
Wait,
Did Don Bluth do Oliver and Company?
Was Oliver and Company?
Oliver and
Don
Company was
Bluth?
Disney.
Don-
Was
Oliver
Don
and Company
DeLuise
was
in it?
Disney.
I don't think so.
I thought it was before. Well, no,
I
it might
don't
have been
think-
That
Oh.
came out the same time of
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
American Story.
Oh!
Not American Story, the cowboy one.
Five-O Goes West.
American Tale 5 Goes West.
Yeah.
And Dom DeLuise was in that. Where he was the fucking cat. Yeah, that's where he was a cat.
He is Tiger in the American Tale.
Don't use your feminine wiles there, Mrs. Brisby.
Now,
This is- how
Mrs.
dare
Brisby
Hold
just
on, is
sent
this where the
Mrs.
furries
Brisby
started taking off?
Mrs. Brisby just sent Jeremy to go babysit the kids.
Yeah, but she was.
Well, she goes to talk to the rat.
That's definitely not something you want to say nowadays.
And he ends up in the cat's arms. Of the cat that he's allergic to.
Jake! You little Jaker.
And the farmer's wife just said she's never seen a cat sleep so much as Dragon. And we find out a little later why that is.
Dude, so much animation in this movie.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why Don Bluth is a legend in animation.
We have all of
Yep.
the this electricity and moving vines and like traps and secret corridors and
Magic rats.
Slime beneath me.
lights everywhere. All kinds of different light effects. Oh,
That definitely did remind me a lot of Fern Gully.
color gradients.
Don Bluth didn't do Fern Gully.
No, he didn't.
No.
But
no,
still.
but I think somebody who worked with him probably did because the animation is very similar.
Yeah.
Just not as well done.
It's as fluid, but it's definitely not as detailed. That's the reason why you can kind of tell.
Yeah. It's like they had the right shapes and the right movements, but like you said, not the right detail. And there is a rat just randomly poking at her with a halberd stake thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay, it's not a steak thing. It's more of
So-
a prime rib.
So the director of Fern Gully is William Croyer. But the major thing that he did before Fern Gully was that he did all the animation for Tron. So another
Perfect.
former Disney. But yeah. I don't think
So he probably would have worked with.
he probably had a
And
relationship
who does
Yeah.
Mrs.
with Don Bluth.
Who does Mr. Brisby run into? But Mr. Aegis, who now has a broken leg.
I'm gonna do an entire show like in his voice.
The owl.
The owl said, "What?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
You gotta have a very kind of exasperated sigh whenever you talk.
So, I mean,
It's almost like you're out of breath every time you say something.
but you know what? I have an assertive point.
Yeah, very, very assertive.
He's not supposed to. He's not supposed to sound out of breath. He's supposed to sound like his brain is working faster than his mouth.
Well, if your brain was working faster than I
You
was
always seem
working, you might
exhausted,
be able
too.
to ascertain what I'm doing. Damn it.
Even I understood it.
You're going to be very exhausted, especially with the people that are just wasting your time.
Oh.
We find out the giant rat that was poking at her is named Brutus.
And two Brute?
No, at him Brute.
Oh.
It's always Don Bluth's, like, he wants to have some, like,
And
magic
Nicodemus
element
is
to this
watching.
shit.
Nicodemus is like the Lady of Shalott. He's watching her through this magic.
I will admit, if this was mixed with fucking The Great Mouse Detective, it would have been the best fucking movie ever. Because you would have had, what's his nut? Oh yes, I am, pleased
Okay.
to voice the best villain in all of Disney.
Number one,
villainhood.
brother. No, the cat does not have the plague.
Okay.
Nobody has the plague. Timmy has the flu. That's it.
Well, I mean, Nicodemus has those
Then
boils
he
on
He
his
has
skin.
scoliosis.
Then he says,
He needs
it
penicillin.
seems like they live in the ghetto. People constantly being hurt or sick.
Kinda.
And basically, they just entered a giant room full of Christmas lights that, because they're mice, look like giant freaking lamp posts. It's wild.
And
And we have
How
what
did they
looks
not
like a
notice?
vicious and scary rat. And it's Justin, who I have to admit I had a major crush on when
That's
I was a
another
kid.
Don Bluth fucking trope.
Mm.
Is the hero, quote unquote, is the fucking Robin Hood from fucking
Isn't he Robin Hood?
no, he's the
Robin
guy
Hood?
from Princess Bride.
Oh,
Uh,
Carrie Elways.
Carrie Elwes?
Yeah, it's always him. Yep.
I don't think that's Carrie Elwes.
No, but he acts like him.
A little bit.
Who played Justin? Justin was Peter Strauss. Wow. That's pretty cool. And like I said, Will Wheaton was Martin. Teresa is Shannon Dougherty.
Martin.
Timmy is a chick named Ina Fried.
Dangerous.
Who's Auntie Shrew?
Well, that just severed the.
Oh, Auntie Shrew was Hermione Baddeley, who was the one of the maids in Mary Poppins.
Mm.
Yes, and I am a Robin Hood who can speak in a
With an English accent.
accent. Nicodemus. Oh, sorry, far right brain.
I think you need to enunciate that a little bit better.
Yeah, probably. Nicodemus.
We have a
Nicodemus.
rat council taking place. Big argument. Do we stay here or do we go to Thorn Valley? And we have this guy. This rat asshole. We find out the rat asshole's name is Jenner. Nicodemus? No, Nicodemus.
Nicodemus, Nicodemus. Do, do, do.
Amadeus,
Nicodemus,
Amadeus.
Nicodemus.
Is that guy honestly proposing a Vermintide?
Yes, he is.
Vermintide!
He is saying that they should band together
She just needed
and
soup
wage
for the
war
fucking
on the
sick
humans.
kid, and all of a sudden she's into political.
Man, more and more times I'm just saying that, the Empire was right in wiping out the vermin. I'm just saying. You let them take root.
Long story short, Owl tells Mrs. Brisby asks the rats to help her move her house. Jenner asks the rats to help you move your house and sees a chance to kill Nicodemus.
He's totally a worshiper of the great horned rat.
Thorn Valley does sound like a horrible place, brother. But trying to wage war on humans when you're rat-sized, no matter how many of you there are, does not sound great either.
I mean,
especially when the whole reason to go to Thorn Valley is because the rats feel like they're stealing from the humans and they should go there so that they can be self-sufficient.
I mean, I'm the first to sit there and call a bright mage a horrible fire witch, but at the same time, it's a good defense against the Vermintide.
Uh,
The
my
vermin
brother
time.
says that fucking escalated quickly. Now we have Auntie Shrew has bound and essentially gagged Jeremy, thinking that he's there to like hurt her and the kids, and that he's lying when he says Mrs. Brisby sent him to watch the kids.
Shut up, Wesley! Yeah, that definitely sounds like Wesley. I'm not a turkey, your mother.
He's So the mice are all sick, injured, and live off the scraps of humans, and the rats want to be self-sufficient. Technically, the mice live off of what they find in the field. They don't take things from the human.
Yeah, no, the rats are the ones
The
that steal from the
rats,
humans.
the rats are siphoning electricity from the humans and like stealing extension cords and things like that they can use to power their underground city in the rose bush. And we're about to find out why the rats are so different than the mice. And that Mrs. Brisby's actually pretty freaking special.
Well, it's because the rats are, chaos worshippers.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him.
They've got horrible, horrible warp stone, and they're crazy, and they want to build doom wheels and kill all the humans.
Technically, the horrible, horrible warpstone you just called it
Mm-hmm.
actually belonged to Jonathan Mouse.
Oh.
He said he was holding. If you listen to what Nicodemus said at the beginning, he said he was holding on to it until he could give it to Mrs. Brisby, who was Jonathan's wife.
10-10.
Yeah.
100% Game of the Year.
What?
What?
What we just saw.
Uh-huh.
You do that.
Uh-huh.
You're done. And you play a game like... Okay, at the end of this movie, I'll...
Now, Nicodemus is explaining that the rats and Jonathan...
I don't know, Angela, you really gotta stop saying Nicodemus.
all came from... I didn't say that, Adam. You did.
Ah, yes, here comes Nicodemus. And he's showing this little his book of shine.
Cruelty of NIMH.
Now, we just found out that Jonathan Mouse and the rats were all part of well, they haven't mentioned the experiment yet, but they were all part of an experiment being performed at a place called NIMH, the National Institute of Mental Health. And we are about to find out more about NIMH. And he's lighting up his magical viewing orb so that she can see the history of NIMH, where the rats and Jonathan came from. And they all used to be regular rats. And then they were caught and taken to the lab at NIMH.
Not Jake though.
Ooh, puppies. Yeah, beagles are like the #1 test dog. It's
Fuck you, Fauci.
And they started giving them injections and doing like mental tests on them to make them smarter. It made them smarter and increased their size slightly. So they're still small, but they're not. They're bigger than a regular rat.
So we have them to thank for the Skaven. Thanks, guys. You created the Vermintide.
So
They
now the
also-
rat can throw a shield and it bounces around.
They also are smarter than rats. They can read. They can. They
One
can
rat went to
do they're
young
electricians. They're
devils.
plumbers. It's great. I now feel like House on a Haunted Hill missed a great opportunity to have killer ghosty animals, killer ghost test animals who died.
Mm. Well, there's a ton of movies that have like the test animals that go are like infection vectors or go crazy and like are super villains.
Now they are going to escape, and the rats all managed to get out, but the only 2 mice who survive are Jonathan, Mrs. Frisbee's husband, who died trying to flip Dragon a roofie, and Mr. Ages. He gives Mrs. Frisbee Jonathan's necklace. Courage of the heart is very rare. The stone has a power when it's there. And when somebody who's truly courageous wears the stone, it will glow brilliant red and do amazing things. Few born free when they escape, brother says. It turns out that the injections that they were giving the rats actually, and Jonathan and Mr. H's, actually make them age very slowly. So you have to figure that Nicodemus and Mr. Ages, who were both very clearly old men, were already pretty old, like at least middle-aged, when they escaped from NIMH.
Well, the major thing you gotta remember is that rats have the lifespan of, like, what, 3 years? So if he's, like, 10 years old, he's lived 3 rat lifetimes. Or
Yeah.
10 years, 10 years old.
All I'm saying is that they were older than Justin or Brutus and Jenner and this guy.
How the fuck do you get so animated just saying it's risky?
Die.
Ratsky.
Yeah, right?
Holy fuck. That's
Did you say
Don Bluth.
Ratsky?
No, but that's Don Bluth.
Yeah, that is a staple of Don Bluth animation, yeah.
You want Chuck Jones, Tex Avery? Yep, you can see him. Don Bluth is.
Yeah, right. He's got that theatric sort of blocking and the incredibly smooth animation.
Now Justin is explaining to
Right there, just even that little bit there with the boat rocking. That's exactly
how
what
it
I'm
started
talking about.
bobbing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But
For a 2D animation.
Again, yeah.
Again, this
animation.
This is like every single one of those frames.
Somebody at the fucking
drawn.
Okay, to make a long story short, Mrs. Brisby has to go and put sleeping draft in
Dragon's food.
Dragon's food because Mr. Ages already. That's how he broke his leg. He was gonna flip Dragon a Mickey and ended up getting caught instead.
That's another thing I've noticed about Don Bluth is that he likes to do that kind of effect with water. The waterfall in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's gorgeous.
Yeah. He does that in so many of his animations. It's in Land Before Time. It's even in the animated sequence that he did for Xanadu. And it's always looks amazing.
I need to see the Land Before Time again. It's the backside of water. It's a staple of Disney. That's funny.
Well, again, that's why Don Bluth was part of that Disney era.
He set that standard.
Yeah, and he walked away from it because they weren't.
Disney fucking lost it.
They were assholes.
Because Disney wasn't going with what he was like, hey, we should do this. And they're like, yeah, no. And Don Bluth's like,
Bug says, to make a long story short, too late. I'm sorry that I talk a lot during these, Bug.
Yes,
I
Angela, you are talking way too much.
I do realize that there are people who watch that aren't actually watching along with something else. So I'm like the only way that they're hearing, that they're getting any idea what's going on the screen.
That's a reference, by the way, Angela. To make a long story short, too late?
Yes,
Okay.
It's been used a lot. I don't know which specifically he's referencing.
Hey, you know what?
But
as curator of the arcade, I don't have a problem with it.
I thought about calling my drink a sparkling based on this. But then I was like, it's not really the necklace itself so much as the effect that it does later that I was trying to signify. So it's like a sparkly doesn't really count, even though I absolutely love
and it's, by the way,
Jeremy
it's Clue.
Look, that's a painting.
Clue is
that's what he said.
Yeah.
Panning into the fucking image. Somebody painted that.
Nice way of stating that, Bug.
And then you'll get
He
people who
said-
sit there and paint it in digital art and be like, "No, I deserve." Stop it.
If they can
he
make
says
it look
that
that
is
good.
No,
He
there's
says
an
that
asshole
is
who
no
fucking painted
problem.
that
It's
in
fun
hand
to
painted
listen
with
to.
paints.
And Quiz has a clue.
He's not complaining about AI art. He's sitting there.
Well, like I said, if you can make it look good, doesn't matter what medium
Now
it
you
is.
can see that Mrs. Brisby is terrified. Absolutely terrified.
Yeah, well, if it's that mouse that I saw over there, they better be. I'm gonna get me a cat like that. I'm gonna get me a
Now,
Don
she
Bluth
got
cat. I think
Uh-oh.
you know what that's what we need to do. Is we need to get a Don Bluth cat. These monstrous
fucking like
cats.
monstrously. I think he definitely embodies the word dragon.
And
it's
then,
an apropos name.
unfortunately,
and
the
then eventually they'll
farmer's
start doing
son
like
has-
card dealing and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the farmer's son has caught Mrs. Brisby. He overturned a
Whoa.
colander on her. And
Where's the pink elephants? Oh,
Auntie Shrew's talking about how there's no way she's letting the rats move the house.
you see, a lot of ladies need an anti-shrew. Keep tabs on them.
And now she's about to have a
No
heart attack.
anti-shrew is going to stop you from doing an OnlyFans.
Auntie Shrew is about to have a heart attack. Realize the rats are outside.
I don't know if I.
And now Nim is coming to remove the rose bush and find the rat.
It needed to be a nice mixture between Don Bluth and Japanese animation, where it's like, dude, you need to understand. There's points where you can have a still frame
Mm-hmm.
and have
The rats
same
have
thing
created
going
a
you can see with Don Bluth, it's a constant animation.
Well,
If,
The rats
if you
have
were to go
created
with
a pulley
like
system
Japanese
to
animation, it would be you would see points of, okay, we're gonna pause this still and have everything going.
well, I mean, you definitely see that
The
in stuff like
rats have
this.
built a
No, there's a
pulley
lot of
system.
motion here.
Yeah.
Move the
But I'm talking about like when he was on the
remove
phone,
the
like
cinder
dude was
block
on the phone. It's
from
like
one
there's
side
points
of the
where he
stone to
could
the
have
other.
been
And Jenner and his flunky are about to take their opportunity to initiate their insidious plan. Mrs. Brisby just cut herself trying to undo cage door.
Hold
Because
on.
the farmer kid has decided that he's gonna keep her in a bird cage. And she just realized that there's a gap in the water dish. So she starts pushing at the water dish to try to get out of the cage.
So are we seeing
Because
a
she
nude
can't get the
Mrs.
wire
Bigsby?
undone.
This is Rule 34.
Mrs. Brisby
Bigsby?
has fur. There is no Rule 34. She is without her cloak, but her cloak is just to stay warm.
I'm fairly certain there's probably Rule 34 of Mrs. Brisby. I'm just
I
saying.
can guarantee you that there is Rule 34
I
of
don't-
Mrs. Brisby.
Yeah.
I mean, there is
I don't wanna
none
think
in
about
this
it.
movie.
No, not in the movie. Thank God.
It's Rule 34 about Mrs. Shull.
There is Rule 34 about everything.
And that's literally what it means. If it exists, there is porn of it. That is literally what Rule 34 is.
If you have thought to ask, it's there.
Yep.
Oh no.
And Jenner has succeeded in killing Nicodemus.
Nicodemus.
Nicodemus will come back as Nicodemus the White. It's fine. He'll be good.
I came to
Wrong
you
series.
in the time of
Oh.
change.
And Mrs. Brisby just managed to get out of the cage, which is suspended in midair, so now she has to try to figure out how the hell she's getting out of here.
Didn't take
And
her
she
long.
found Strain. And
Did they have
again,
bungee-
this is the bravest character I have.
motherfucker.
Did they have bungee jumping back in 1982?
Yes, actually.
Shit,
I was
she
gonna
just
say,
woke
and
up
she
Jacob.
just went bungee jumping. Dragon
Fucking
is
right there.
under
That eye. His eye opening.
medicated sleep. I think
terrifying.
it's safe to say he's fine.
That is terrifying.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not scary. It's a freaking giant ass cat. And she's a little teeny mouse.
For the greater good. The greater good.
And she's running to the rats to tell them that Nim is coming.
Next time we hear him, he's just gonna sit here and talk about waging war against the man things.
Dude, your kid's still sick. Nicodemus, Nicodemus, do do do.
Nicodemus, Nicodemus. Lies.
False news. Have you never been?
And Jenner just lost his shit and decided to try killing Mrs. Brisby. He also cut some of the strings around her house.
Ah!
Yeah, see, like Disney would never allow that, like a fucking cut
Hell no.
and blood. Like he cut Justin with the sword.
Yep.
And if you do not listen, then to hell with you.
And he just actually sliced his own comrade.
Are they using those little
And we
swords
have
that
a
they put on the
dramatic duel
sandwiches?
to the death between Justin and Jenner. There are a lot of J names in this movie.
Yeah.
I have the higher ground. I hate you!
And Jenner just admitted to killing Nicodemus. All this really tells me is that Jenner did not advance as
Dude,
Bruce did.
Don Bluth managed to make it a movie of a lady who was, oh, I gotta go get medicine for my kid. All of a sudden, now we're at a fucking sword fight.
And Justin just stabbed Jenner, which is good. Justin's the good guy.
See? That is Robin Hood guy.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Who threw down his sword
I
a little
speak
too
in an
early
English
because
accent.
Jenner isn't actually dead. But Jenner is also neglecting the fact that his friend, former friend,
Has a knife.
is also not dead. And Jenner's former friend killed him. And then died himself.
Holy shit.
What are the rats going to say? The entirety of all of this has happened simply because, number one, Jenner was plotting against them, but it all happened because of her. If they weren't coming to try and help her, and, like... I'm just saying there could be some really bad spin. I think
Now,
it's also...
not only has moving the house not worked,
Now it's starting to
but
sink
they
back
are
in the mud.
now in sinking mud, and the house is... they're in, like, extremely liquid mud, and the house is starting to sink. Mr. A just points out that there has to have been... Yes, this was a kid's movie, brother. It was a very good movie.
Good kids' movies don't make it kids safe. What I mean by that is they couch real life and real expectations in a fantasy setting so that a kid can then absorb that information and process it without being spoon-fed an idealized version of it.
Okay, but
I mean,
couldn't
look
they
at
be
the Goonies.
Mhm.
Okay,
alongside
Brother-
the sword fight?
brother, look at the Goonies. You've got a bunch of kids fighting mobsters and finding a freaking corpse with a hole in its head.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't exactly super kid friendly either.
That's
The
what I'm
house
saying.
is sinking. The house is almost... the house is fully submerged at this point, and there is mud coming in to the house.
So all I'm saying is that, a good kids show should not feel like it is being pandering to children in any sort of way.
The stone has come out of the mud and flown back to Mrs. Brisby.
Hold on.
It's a soul stone.
It is glowing, and Nicodemus was talking to her through it. She grabs a hold of it, and it burns her. She drops it really quick, but she picks it back up. And she is filled with magic.
Oh my god, she's the lady boss. I can't accept it. This is a Mary Sue.
No, she's super glowy and grabs a rope that's attached to the house.
I mean, witchcraft, heresy, and mutation. I mean, I'm just saying.
The mud glows and starts to bubble. And the house rises back up. Mind you, the house is a cinder block. It's just... they're rats and mice, so of course they can't lift it by themselves without help. And she floats the house over.
This is unchecked heretical witchcraft, and she will be visited by the black ships later.
I mean, honestly, I can't imagine trying to pitch this bullshit.
To safely
And
nestle
trying to-
it
Like,
at the lee of the stone.
as an animation, fucking, it's a juggernaut. But
Oh, yeah.
at the same end, it's like, dude, you just told these people, yeah, and this mouse fucking turns into a Super Saiyan. It lifts this fucking cinder block out of the mud.
The power of her courage.
As a movie,
Kevin-
not a TV show, but a movie.
My brother says Kevin should have been charged. The bandits survived.
Oh, yeah, in Home Alone? Yeah.
Yeah. The kids are laughing, and Timmy's able to get out of bed. And Justin brought his bag full of multicolored string. And her daughter is bandaging her hands from the burns from the stone. And there's a girl crow. And we find out in this one scene, Justin is now the leader of the rats. And Jeremy got a girlfriend. The rats went to Thorn Valley.
There it is. That's my challenge. Draw Jake in Down Blue style.
There you go.
We find out that the rats went to Thorn Valley. And if you think about it, Mr. Aegis probably went to Thorn Valley too, by the way. But if you think about it, technically, the kids are Jonathan's kids. So they're not normal average mice.
Well, what I want to know is what is Mrs. Brisby's connection, though? Because she wasn't experimented on at NIMH.
She was just a regular mouse who happened to be a little smarter than the rest of them.
Was it maybe the proximity of her husband, Jonathan?
No, because she was smart before. She was smart before they met. He was just able to teach her how to read.
Mm-hmm. John Carradine was the Great Owl. Holy shit.
Yep. And ham of it seems makes flying dreams.
First off, she didn't get medicine for the. No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
When?
The crow got it out of the river for her.
An envelope?
Yeah, handed it back to her, and she mixed it into the soup for Timmy.
When I touch the sky.
Yeah, no, what happened?
They had the whole sword band?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't make movies like this anymore.
Go for medicine at that point.
They don't make movies like this anymore.
The medicine was just at the beginning. They went to find out how to get the kids, how to get the house from the path of the tractor to safety. That was the second time when they went to the rats. They didn't go to the rats for medicine.
I get you, Angela. The greatest adventure is one on the scene.
And when I tried looking it up, the Don Bluth animated section of Xanadu is not by itself on YouTube.
Oh.
It sucks. It should be the ELO music video. It really should. Because it's all to an ELO song.
Heaven sent.
I like this movie. 10/10. I'm always on Don Bluth's fucking side.
So the question is, we know Angela's answer. So between you and I, is this, or is there a better Don Bluth movie, in your estimation? Or is this the best?
filled with love.
Honestly, I don't like this because it's kind of like wafty. In terms of what they're doing with the story.
There's a little bit of like, it stops at one part and continues on another bit, but overall it's got a cohesive narrative. I would say, at least for me, I don't have the same nostalgia that Angela does for this movie. For me, it's Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Land Before Time was good. I actually went and saw it in the theater with my sister-in-law, but this is still my all-time favorite movie.
I think it all just comes down to timing, because you have the nostalgia for this one.
If you want me to pick one, if you want me to pick one of his others as the best of the movies, I would have to say probably All Dogs Go to Heaven.
All Dogs Go to Heaven's a good one too. I'm just saying, for me, in terms of like my connection and nostalgia, it's Land Before Time.
Hold
Actually,
on. All Dogs Go to
now
Heaven.
that I know that
Only
Anastasia,
because, do you guys know about the
is
ending?
Bluth,
Angela, do you know about the ending of All Dogs Go to Heaven?
what about it?
Apparently the child actress who...
Oh yeah, the girl that plays Anna Marie is also the girl that plays Ducky, and
Yeah.
And she passed away during...
Ducky. Her dad killed her.
Yeah, her dad killed her. This is what it was. She didn't pass away. It was murder.
Well, okay. I was trying to be light about it, but yeah.
No, it's that whole story is very horrific.
She's also the girl, the child actor from Jaws 4.
Mm-hmm.
But the ending scene with what's his name? Who's
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt
He
Reynolds.
was crying about her.
Yeah, he was crying because he
was legitimately crying over her death.
Mm-hmm. It's a sad story. I mean, her dad killed her. It's horrifying.
Her dad went nuts and...
Family annihilated.
Yeah, family annihilated. Specifically because she was making... Like, he said specifically, I'm no longer the main breadwinner for this family.
Mm-hmm.
My kid is bringing in more money than I am.
Mm-hmm.
We're all gonna die. And he did it.
I'm just saying, man, if you're that depressed about that sort of petty bullshit, do the world a favor and only take yourself out. Leave the kid who's doing a good job, alone. Fucking shit, man. that story is hard to hear.
No.
Yeah, no, it was really, really awful.
Right, Angela. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're the one that brought it up.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take the hit because I'm the one that laid it out on the table for what it was, but you're the one that actually brought it up.
Oh no, like I said, I love this movie. I think it's a great movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but as I was watching it, memories started flooding back in of watching it before. But again, for me, I guess it's just my age, because this came out before I was born.
Yeah, that's true too, brother.
This movie came out 2 years before I was born, so for me, the movie Don Bluth movie that connects with my nostalgia is Land Before Time.
Yeah. And again, as an animator, Don Bluth, it just kind of it's one of those things where it's like, again, like Chuck Jones, you can see the distinct animation works of his work. Yes. And at the same end, you can watch this movie and say like, wow, this is...
There's some animators in the world, some animation directors and animators and artists and stuff like that have the kind of style that is timeless and iconic. I know iconic has been a word that's been overused like crazy these last couple of years, but Don Bluth is one of those animators. I would say others that are in the same sort of vein, Hayao Miyazaki. Personal favorite of mine is Satoshi Kon. That guy is hands down one of the greatest animators of all time, in my opinion. He did Perfect Blue, which we'll watch in August, because that's one of my picks. He also did Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika. Dude is known for like this incredibly stylized while also being extremely realistic animation
Extremely
style.
scary. Paprika is goofy as shit.
Yeah, Perfect Blue is a psychological thriller horror movie.
Oh, jeez.
It's good. It's really good.
Well, I can't wait.
But yeah, like and Don Bluth, Chuck Jones is another good one. These guys have a certain specific kind of style that when you see something, you know it's them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's perfectly indicative of Don Bluth is Secret of NIMH. Secret of NIMH is extremely just on the nose. That's Don Bluth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you watch this whole thing, and yeah. You're getting the Don Bluth.
Yeah. And it's always good. So Don Bluth is always good. If you've not seen this, there's a reason why Angela says it's her favorite movie, and I fully agree. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely my favorite movie of all time.
You like it? Adam's trying the whiskey sour.
It's good. I need to cut this with some.
Yeah, it is a little strong.
But with that, do we have any closing thoughts?
Well, next week is the first week of May, and so we're doing a new theme, and that's what is it, Angela? What's the theme?
The theme is it's May. May is 80s movies.
Goofy 80s comedies? Because they're all
kinda
comedies.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're all comedies.
Well, hold on.
but
What's the
they're
first?
all,
What's the first movie
just-
we're starting off with?
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've never seen
They're all
Mannequin.
kind
Never
of
seen
comedies.
Mannequin. Okay.
They're all kind of comedies.
Mannequin is a weird sort of movie in the 80s. I suppose you could call it kind of like a romantic comedy, but it's not really a romantic comedy. It's about...
I would say 80s cult classics.
There you go, 80s cult classic. Okay, that makes sense. Essentially, it's about this Egyptian pharaoh woman who gets a curse put on her that she has to remain, like, inanimate until the man that she's destined to marry is alone with her, and then she can come to life until they get married, and then she's a real person again.
Who picked this movie?
I did.
Oh, jeez.
Because it's a really good movie. And it's also another one, again with the Egyptian theme. So what other Egyptian sort of themed movie did we watch already?
Stargate.
Stargate. One of the character actors in it is James Spader. James Spader is Daniel,
That's true.
the Egyptologist.
Oh, fucking Ultron?
Ultron, yes. He's in Mannequin.
Oh, shit.
He's the evil manager that's trying to get the main character fired.
Okay, so can I at least... We're not going to see any Janos balls.
We're not seeing Janos Balls. There's a hilariously gay guy in it, where he goes to the nines with being gay, so much so that like people would call it a stereotype nowadays. But I think it's hilarious.
Oh, so we could get in trouble for...
We could get in trouble because we're being totally insensitive. It's very much a product of the '80s, and the fact that it's got the '80s style of cynical comedy.
Well,
I love this movie, even though it could be classified as a romantic comedy. And plus, you had the Uber driver experience, where she was singing, "Nothing's gonna stop us now."
I
That's
saw
in
the
this-
music
that's from that
video
movie.
for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was. If you watch the music video, it's literally just
It's clips from
montage
Mannequin.
from this movie.
From this?
From
Oh,
Mannequin,
okay.
yeah.
From Mannequin. Yeah.
It's a great movie. I love Mannequin.
All right.
I thought it was a good movie.
Well, I'm down. All right. So, I mean, yeah.
One of the main character of the movie is one of the two guys from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh.
It's what the hell is his
I can't
name?
remember
My
his
mother
name.
Loved him.
Yeah.
My mother absolutely loves him. He was also in everybody's least favorite John Hughes film, St. Elmo's Fire.
Mm-hmm. We're going higher and higher.
Give me just a second. It is Andrew McCarthy.
That's his name.
This is not good. Okay. So,
Wait, you don't like Weekend at Bernie's? Weekend at Bernie's is a great movie.
well, okay. We can.
He
I'd
doesn't like
puppet
St.
your-
Elmo's Fire.
I'd puppet
That's
your
the
corpse
worst.
if you died.
if we're,
Gross.
if we're gonna talk about either.
Oh, hey,
pumping up
Estelle Getty.
corpses-
Yes, she is. She's the elderly woman that hires Andrew McCarthy. Yeah. Because like the whole premise behind it and the reason why it's called Mannequin is that he's an artist, but his art is making mannequins and dressing them for a department store.
I've seen the movie before. It's very funny. It's very weird.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I think you'll like it, Adam.
The asshole sergeant from Police Academy is the night watchman security guard in it.
You see it,
Yeah.
like the villain?
Kind of, yeah.
He's
He's constantly trying to stop him
really.
from like having his romantic interlude with the dummy.
There's like a bad guy, but
Yeah, and that's James Spader.
Oh,
he's like just trying to do his job, which is keep him from making the nasty with the mannequin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we start,
It's a fun movie. It really is.
let's go ahead and close out this movie. Secret of NIMH.
I found it.
What's up, guys? Dimitri Veggie.
Sorry.
Angela.
Great movie, all-time favorite. Definitely should watch.
Yes. It's a staple of animation, and both Adam and I, as animators, will say that if you are if you're even like remotely interested in animation, it's definitely a must-watch.
And I'm standing up, and I'm pointing at the screen, and I'm telling you, brother, if you are an animator, you better go in and watch. Yeah, you should probably watch this.
Secret of NIMH. Yeah,
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
Secret of NIMH. It was one of the start of the Don Bluth animation saga, if you want to go that route. Also. Damn it. He did the work with the arcade game as well.
Oh yeah, he did several arcade games. He did Dragon's Lair 1 and 2 and Space Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Play Space Ace, god dang it!
So you could see the core of his
Well, that brings it back to the whole arcade thing you got going on here.
well, yeah. We have an arcade. I mean, it's on the opposite side of the theater. So, yes, either way.
Not gonna lie,
Trying to
money's
close.
no object. I would love to have a arcade machine of Dragon's Lair.
It would be nice.
That would be cool.
Yeah. However, I want to thank everybody for joining us at the theater this evening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and we're going to go ahead and close out the arcade.
Bug, if you want to hang out and do Diablo, let us know.
Yes, let us know if we're going to do Diablo.
Have a great night. Don't forget, if you like what I do, there's a link in chat where you can support me and help me get a job. Have a good day.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you die? I don't know.
We're playing the outro animation there.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
still getting used to getting all the things out here.
Okay.
Woo! Golden Axe. Hell yeah.
At this point, you can just buy an arcade game with hundreds of games. Have a good night, everyone. That's for my brother. Also, he did point out that the sister from Poltergeist was also killed
By Family
by her
Annihilator.
boyfriend. No,
Oh,
by her
oh.
boyfriend,
Okay.
actually.
Wait, what?
If you watch the first Poltergeist movie, the sister that disappears and isn't in any of the movies,
Mm.
it's because her boyfriend killed her right after.